Guys, I'm Josh, and welcome to the Mantidote. In this video, we're going to break down why you need to treat all women the same, and when I didn't, what exactly happened. So, if you're already a certified player, this video is definitely not for you. But if you're honest with yourself and you're like me, the kind of guy who would fall in love too fast, then I definitely suggest you stay tuned. So, I can almost feel that high right now. Something about her that would give me butterflies, that thrill, and also that anxiety in the pit of my stomach. It's not like I never slept with any other girls before, and I did with plenty, but after meeting her, there was something different. And all of a sudden, I'm like thinking about the potential kids we can have together, the life we can build together, what kind of mother she would be for kids that we potentially had. And this was like really like just in the beginning of really meeting her, which was strange. I was like so excited to, hear from her, anxiously waiting on her texts. Every minute felt like an hour, and I would wait day by day for those, texts to come. Often I couldn't help myself, and then I would find myself reaching out, double texting, trying to find out where she was or what was going on, just so I could hear back from her and just deal with that internal anxiety. And often what would happen is that she would just not. The thing that I was actually afraid of ended up becoming true. So really, I was getting too emotional too fast and too needy. I've seen a lot of guys that have been through this time and time again. I've seen it with friends, seen it with clients. There's that initial fun phase where you think everything is going so amazing. You're falling in love. You assume that she's falling in love and you want to make her yours. I do want to add a disclaimer because you always need to remember that it's really common for us guys to project our interest on a woman, and that it actually takes a woman much longer than it does for a man to fall in love. Like we often fall in love with girls much more quickly, and we have all of these fantasies. Meanwhile, she's kind of waiting to see, how we show up, and she waits longer till she actually allows her emotions to start getting. The truth is, as soon as I began treating her differently than most of the girls or friends I would have, that's when things started to go off. And it's a reality. If you're over pursuing too quickly, letting your cards show too soon, it's always detrimental in the beginning. And even as you progress into a long term relationship and want to build attraction in it, you got to keep to the same rule. I think it's a problem. When I begin to treat her special, I become more sensitive and affected by the things that she does, the things she says, her past. But if you think about it objectively, it's like, why should she make you feel different? Why should she make you react in a different way when it didn't really matter if you think about all the other girls you may have been with before? The reality is that I became emotionally attached. And that attachment is actually detrimental to the relationship, to building, to maintaining attraction. Yet most of us allow ourselves to do it at some point. And why is that? What about it? What about this person is making me feel or experience my feelings in that way? The evolutionary psychological reason behind it, behind the jealousy, behind the sensitivity, and behind the fact that our alarm systems go off is that maybe this child or the potential child that we're going to have with this person will not be our own. And this really sits at the root of most of our behaviors, most of our fear based behaviors and reactions that cause us to make decisions and really start to vibrate on a lower level of consciousness, which obviously other people feel too. When we make decisions from a lower vibrational state or state of fear, it's almost never beneficial to us, and it never actually leads us somewhere good. Making decisions in life and with women from a scarcity mindset creates more of a scarcity mindset and a vibration that other people will feel. Women want a chase, no matter what it is that they tell you. They want to be able to try in a relationship, even though they're never going to admit it. Women want to chase. Women want to try, and they will never admit it, but they want to work for it. Honestly, going for somebody with a scarcity mindset really ruins the chase and the experience of having to try because they're just going to be super needy. So at the core of all of us, no matter how committed, spiritual, and disciplined you may be in your relationship, there's a really primal reality that constitutes our choices for choosing mates. When you meet someone, your subconscious mind is gauging whether or not this person can be a potential mate for you, whether their genes are going to be beneficial for you. When you're in your feelings too fast, it ruins the experience of allowing them, the woman, to fall in love. Because the reality is that it takes a woman a much longer time, usually at least 2 months. It's actually common for so many guys, just as I did, to really wear their heart on their sleeves when you really should be keeping your cards like poker chips. Attraction is a funny thing, but the chemistry of attraction is stimulated within her when she just can't put her finger on whether you're fully as attracted to her as she is for you. She's thinking stuff like, oh, why isn't he treating me differently like all the other guys? Like, I know he loves me, but like, what if he loves somebody else's just as much? And I know it sounds brutal to many of us, but it's the truth that so many of us men don't want to hear. You can't just give up on everything and hope that she will become that woman you've always wanted. Now, obviously, you're going to give a woman you're in a long term relationship with your attention and priority and love in a different manner than you would with someone else. On her end, what she gets will be different than some random girl or side chick. On your end, and listen closely, your inner strength is meant to stay the same. Let's take me for an example. I had no emotional attachment to some girls or chicks that would come around in my life. I wasn't thinking about the other guys they were with, what they were doing, the sex they were having or not having. Like when they showed up and they showed up well. And more often than not, they had absolute blast and were coming back for more. It was only when I became attached, and when I say attached, I mean emotionally attached to my feelings about her, that it completely skewed my perspective and my internal emotions and ultimately my judgment, and it still can. Okay, let's be realistic and honest because this is what the channel is all about. So, like, I'm a serial lover. I fall in love, and I probably most definitely have fallen in love way too quickly in the past. I have many friends who do the same, and maybe I even attract those people into my life. And this is why I'm making this video. It's for the dudes like me who just can't help it. But I'm telling you this so you can and you will, or at least hold off as best as possible till you are sure that it's time that you can start showing your hand a little bit. Finally, don't forget to treat her the same as other girls or other friends. Continue to grow, continue to think about your needs, and put yourself first. If you're not putting yourself first, nobody else will for you because she definitely won't. I've seen thousands of men in my Facebook groups have suffered from this. They've lost their wives, their kids, families they've been cheated on. So treat her the same as the other girls, as a regular girl. Don't stop growing and going after what you want, and keep marching to the beat of your own drum. Never pedestalize her. And remember that there are many other fish in the sea, and that's why you need to prioritize yourself first. It's really quite calming to know this when she's triggering me and when I'm feeling rejected. I mean, 2 years into my current relationship, when I'm down and feeling like I'm not going after what I want, I realize that my ego bears the brunt. If my ego bears the brunt, the reality is that I will seek support or someone to lift me up. And if I decide to treat my woman just like I would any other, I wouldn't seek that from her. I wouldn't seek her to be my therapist. I'd find it myself. I would be less reactive and more objective, more calm. I would handle situations and keep her in her feminine and me centered in my masculine so much more easily. If a random side chick or woman in the street acted this way and made me feel rejected because she didn't give me the attention that I wanted, like, would I suddenly blow up? Would I get super emotional? No, I would not really care. And I would be able to move on, would have that inner strength and not be so sensitive. The stark reality is that this centeredness is much more attractive as opposed to acting like a big baby who didn't get what they want. See, that's being in the feminine, wanting to receive and pull it out of your woman, which is actually disgusting and unattractive in any scenario. So remember, guys, are you in your masculine or are you in your feminine? Are you there moving forward, willing to give, or are you trying to pull out some sort of emotional validation from your woman? So remember, guys, push comes to shove, treat her like a regular woman. She was regular to someone else, and she should be to you, but not in the sense that she won't give you a family, children, or support in the right way. But what I mean is that ultimately you need to treat your emotional attachment to her as if she were just some regular woman that you were friends with. It's a practice of non attachment. And whatever comes out of it as a result of this will be positive because you'll be able to both deal with her and your life in an objective manner. Guys, let me know if you could relate to this. I would love to hear it in the comments. So, for those of you who've gone through this, have fallen in love too quickly, or gotten emotional too fast, hit me up. I've clarified a really easy system to help you build attraction easily in dating without fucking it up because you're head over heels in love. And what that ultimately means is success. Click on the link below for your free download. Thanks for tuning in, folks, and catch me on the next video.